What's up, nerds? My name is Paul, and this is another episode of the Minimalist Mixer. Today I'm going to show you how to make this guy, which I'm almost done with because it's really delicious, and it is a sidecar. This month I've decided to show you all, it's going to be exclusively brandy drinks because, I spent today kind of researching these drinks a little bit more, but before I really didn't drink brandy at all. I really didn't know anything about it, and I have to imagine since I'm 30 years old, maybe nobody else my age drinks brandy either. So I'm gonna try to get people my age back into brandy just to make sure that it doesn't die off with our entire generation. Brandy is a, whenever you see somebody drinking brandy, they're like a 1%er that's gonna fucking close down the rec center. So let's have like regular people drink it too. And brandy's not all that expensive. Like this guy's like $13. So, and that's like 750 milliliters, right? Yeah, it's 750 milliliters. Essentially what brandy is it's a distilled wine. Legend goes that I think a Dutch importer-exporter or like merchant, Dutch merchant, accidentally dropped his hat in the river. So he, and then noticed how much heavier it was with the water on it. So he decided to, because he was getting fucked over by shipping costs, so he was like, well, what if I just distill the wine that I'm shipping, and then once it gets where it needs to go, I'll just reconstitute it and put the water back in, and it'd be much, much cheaper that way. But when he tasted what the wine tasted like distilled, he was like, this is great. I'm not gonna water this back down. Like, that's the legend of how we got Brandy, the singer. I was gonna make that joke. It's a great joke. I wonder whatever happened with Brandy. She had like that TV show Moesha, and then like she legitimately like did songs and shit. But anyway, we're gonna start off this month of brandy cocktails with what is easily the most famous brandy cocktail there is. Brandy cocktails aren't really all that famous, and I might just do like a full-on just primer on brandy where I just talk about brandy for a while. But yeah, to make this guy, you're gonna need brandy. This is VSOP, which stands for Very Special Old Pairing, I believe. I don't remember. There's SOP, like I think the grade goes to like SOP, then VSOP, and then VVSOP, and then OP is like the top, I believe. There's also, they used to do it, I haven't actually seen a brandy with this designation, but they used to do stars, and so 3 stars, and then beyond that they'd be like 4 stars. But that's like internal usage. Like most brandy makers have eliminated the star system because it's based off of the brandy maker's personal opinion. I think you get a star for every good year after a bad year, so you're never gonna see a brandy without 3 stars on it. But so it's just the distiller's opinion. It's not based off anything. The SOP, the VS, all that stuff, that's based off of the years that the brandy's been aged, because brandy is not only distilled but it's barrel aged. I could cover all this in my brandy primer, and I probably will. So let's just get onto it. But yeah, this is VSOP, $13. You're not gonna break the bank, if you want to start drinking. And what is this, Saint Remy? Yeah, Saint Remy. I've tasted it, it's good, I like it. Said primer that time, I thought of Slimer from Ghostbusters. Slimer was cool, right? Were any of you guys lucky enough to have a green Ecto cooler? Those were great. God. That was it. That was the shit when I was a little kid. This is the most naturally I've ever gone into one of my side things. But when I was little, my friend Mitchell Beck had the Ghostbusters show up to his birthday party, and it was great because they came in the Ecto 1, and then they played like water balloons with us. It was rad. Like no kid is ever gonna because you can hire like some girl to be like to come and like be a Disney princess, or like have the Power Rangers show up, but it's not gonna be the same level of having the Ghostbusters show up in the fucking Ecto 1 and like hang out with you, because like, you know what, that happens in Ghostbusters too. The Ghostbusters do birthday parties. It's totally within the reality. It doesn't break the reality of the Ghostbusters mythos to have the Ghostbusters show up at your party. It was so cool, you guys. It was the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. Anyway, sidecar. So I went on too many tangents. Brandy, lemon juice, and Curacao. I'm using orange Curacao because you can either use orange or blue. Blue is just food color. It's just food coloring that's the difference between the two. But you don't want to use blue Curacao in this because it'll look weird. So I'll use orange Curacao, and then it'll come out like this. I'm gonna finish this off right now. Let's start making this. Actually, you know what we'll do, because I want to show you this trick. Because this is both, I use this as a martini glass and as a cocktail glass because it's actually kind of large for being a martini glass. A good trick, because you want to have the glass be chilled. The purpose of these glasses is that it has a high volume, but it's trying to be as insulated as possible from exterior heat sources. For the drinks that you make and put into this is stuff that you don't want diluted by ice. So you try to get it as cold as possible and put it into this vessel, and then this vessel is designed to kind of keep it insulated from heat. So what you want to do is you want to have it chilled, but since you can't keep it in the freezer, what you're going to want to do is you're going to fill this up with ice and water while you're making the drink, and it'll come up nice and frosty. So I'm going to do that right now. Boom, ice and water. I'm going to put it right here. Anyway, let's do it. This one's pretty easy, especially if you get drunk. Then it's pretty easy to make because it's just 3/4 of every ingredient. So we're going to do 3/4 of the brandy, and then 3/4 of lemon juice. And then 3/4 of the orange Curacao or Curacao. I kind of don't care what way it's pronounced. And then we shake this guy up. Why am I doing like everything over here? I don't know. So weak. Usually this takes me a lot longer. I've gotten better at this show, so like there's not as many like dumb tangents that I love. So we take this. This is a lot of ice I use. Bloop, done. Look how frosty it is. Boom, sidecar. It's really good. Like the lemon and the, all works out. I guess that's it. Yeah, it's 100% it. So that's how you make a sidecar. I don't know. Fuck, I've never ordered one of these in a bar. I probably wouldn't because they probably charge you a shit ton for it. Even though the ingredients are pretty fucking cheap. Yeah, drinking, I would say drinking I mean, if you're gonna start doing home barmanship, it's a good drink that actually doesn't cost all that much to make because again, this was, you know, the base spirit, which is brandy, is about $13, and then the Curacao is pretty cheap, and then the lemon juice is pretty cheap. Brandy's pretty, I mean, like brandy's like 40% alcohol by volume. Scotch is also 40%. So it's, you know, it's just as good as a hard alcohol. So yeah, you might want to switch over to brandy because it's pretty good tasting and also pretty alcoholic. And you seem fancy. And yeah, current prices right now are pretty good. You know, just base level brandies. If you graduate to cognac, I can't help you. Anyway, if you have any suggestions for what I should cover next, or you know, any kind of requests, feel free to tweet at me at the Minimalist Mixer Twitter. It's MINALMIST Mixer. MIXER. Why couldn't I spell that? That's it for this episode. We're done. I love you to death. Bye-bye.